Hey guys, it's Issy the Medic. Welcome back to my channel. I'm starting Warwick's graduate medical school in September and yeah, looking forward to it. So today I'm going to tell you guys a story of my UCAT. I took the UCAT last year in like the very last day of the testing cycle, which was October the 2nd. And it was actually like my third try doing the UCAT. I was thinking, I don't want to see this UCAT testing place again. That was my mindset going in. But yeah, I'm just going to tell you like what my day was like, how I felt and my thoughts and feelings during the exam, how I felt about my results, what my results were, like my thoughts and feelings after the exam and going forward. So yeah, I just want to give you guys like my point of view and my story. I made sure that, you know, I rechecked the test thing the day before, made sure I knew exactly what time I was going in for, made sure I knew how I was getting there, what time to take the bus to the test center, like everything. Had all like the documents ready, my driver's license. I even like printed out my appointment like from the internet, just being extra careful because I did not want to be late, and the last thing I needed on my mind was not knowing what I'm doing or getting there at the wrong time or something. Like, I didn't need that. So the morning of the UCAT, I wake up early because to be fair, I couldn't really sleep. And I just remember being so nervous because this exam, right, I'd taken it twice before and I hadn't got places at medical school and I hadn't scored how I wanted to. So I felt like there was just a lot of pressure on me and I kind of felt a bit nauseous, to be honest. So I was like, do you know what, Issy, you need a nutritional breakfast so you can concentrate. So I decided, do you know what, I'm gonna have porridge. This porridge I ate, I felt like I was force feeding myself Vaseline or something. Like it was just tasteless. Like, yeah, it was the nerves. And then I was like, do you know what, I'm just gonna have juice or something. So I had a bit of porridge and had some juice. I made sure at the very least I was hydrated. The hunger, even though I was hungry, I couldn't feel it. I kind of felt the hunger after the exam was over, not even before, during the exam. Before I left the house, I went to the mirror, I gave myself a pep talk. I was like, you can do this. This is gonna be the last time that you go into that test center again. And I also did some breathing exercises as well. These things help me relax. Like, for me, there's just something calming about breathing in and out. I don't know, like anything you can do really to make yourself relax, to make yourself like, to relax your nerves, do it. Everyone has a different technique. So on my way to the test center now, I took a bus and I had my headphones in, was just trying to relax. I was just trying to chill. I also had some notes in my hand, which I shouldn't have been looking at because it didn't even go inside. Nothing went in. On arrival to the test center, they asked me to hand in my ID. I gave them my ID. They had a look at it. They took a picture of me. They also gave me a wooden spoon with my locker key on it, so I could, you know, put all my personal belongings, everything, water bottles, everything in the locker. At this point, the nerves just came flooding back in, like, because I'd remembered all the other times I've taken the UCAT and everything was just, yeah. I went to pee so many times, like I went to the toilet so many times because I was just so nervous. I remember being so nervous, and I opened my locker again and got a sip of water. I was like, you can do this. And then, you know, they call you in. It's not randomly, but once you've signed in and stuff, they called me into the room, the test room, to do my test. So when I pressed start on the exam, I don't think I was as calm as I could have been, but that's fine. So I read the instructions. I think you have like a minute to read the instructions, and then yeah, I fully used up that time to just try and like relax. But when I pressed go, I was still a bit nervous, so I couldn't fully concentrate on the sections for verbal reasoning. I just felt like I was being so slow and I couldn't pick up on keywords and stuff. Like, I did struggle a little bit in that section, but I think that was mostly due to nerves and not calming down. At the end of the section, I was like, Issy, you're not gonna get bogged down by whatever just happened. And to be honest, part of me was glad that the section I just didn't like was over. I don't like it, so I was like, over and done with now, move on.
Wow. Next question.
There's nothing you can do about that score, just keep going. Like, I think in the past, I just get so bogged down, like, oh, verbal reasoning, and it just affect the rest of my sections. But what I advise is, if you've done a section, move on from it so that you can maximize how well you can do in the upcoming section. So the decision-making section, things started to like really pick up. I was like, yeah, things are picking up now. Like I felt a bit better about it, and I started to get a pace and a rhythm with it. And with the decision-making section as well, though, you have like a minute per question, which gives you a bit more time in a sense, but the questions in decision-making require more work. So yeah, I felt all right about that section, and then I moved on to the next one. So in the quantitative reasoning section, right, I don't know, it was just weird because I was just kind of like getting bogged down on these questions that I didn't know how to answer. So I'd spend ages, and I was thinking, Issy, just move on. But I was getting so like involved in it. So what happened at the end is I ended up rushing and clicking. So I was like, Issy, you've not been doing this when you've been practicing. In the practices, you've been moving on. But for some reason in the exam, I just wanted to get questions right. But what I should have been doing was flagging, skipping, moving on and coming back. I thought like it was all right, like it went all right, but the way I was using my time wasn't great, and I just sort of was, and I was nervous at that time for some reason. I don't know why, because I could see time was going and the questions, I hadn't answered them. In the abstract reasoning section, this section just goes by so quickly, like seriously, but it went by so quick. And I just remember I was just seeing all the patterns and stuff, and it was going, to be fair, this was the one where I felt like, you know what, it's going quite well, but I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, I'm seeing half patterns, but I'm gonna answer it anyway because you don't have time in this section at all. So yeah, and I was kind of happy that I was getting towards the end of it. I was like picking up some momentum again. Like you're getting there. The situational judgment section was probably one of like the relaxed ones for me, just because I don't feel like it was as time pressured, and I feel like I had more time to think. So with this section, I felt like, a bit of confidence whilst I was doing it. So it was sort of a nice-ish ending to the exam for me. So it's results time now. I was like relieved that it was over, but I was terrified. I was scared. I was like, please, I just want to get a score that I can work with here. That's what I was thinking. And I got up and went to the desk and told her my name and showed her my ID. She was like, okay, you're done now. She clicked on her computer thingy, and then I went into the reception bit, took my things out my locker, handed in back my locker key and stuff, and the woman at reception gave me a folded sheet of paper with my results in. The good thing about the UCAT is that you get your results like straight away, but it's also terrifying as well. So now I'm holding this folded sheet of paper with my UCAT results in for the third time in my life. And I said to myself, Issy, this is gonna be like the last time you're gonna have to do this, because you will, it's by force, by fire, you're getting into medical school this year. Like, I was like, this exam, no, you cannot defeat me, I will defeat you. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs and outside, because if I stand in here and start jumping and screaming, I'm going to disturb other people taking their exam. So I went downstairs and outside, and to be honest, I was terrified. I was like, when you want to open it, but then you don't, because you don't want to see it, but then you do. Either way, I was going to see it eventually. So I opened it, and behold, my UCAT score. I scored 600 in verbal reasoning 7:30 in decision making, 6:30 in quantitative reasoning, and 8:60 in abstract reasoning. And I scored a band 2 in situational judgment. I'm not gonna lie, I was over the moon about my score. I was just so happy. This is the best I've ever done in the exam. So I was just really happy, and I was like, this is definitely something you can work with for applying to graduate medicine. Oh yeah, by the way guys, I have videos with UCAT tips and tricks. Should appear in the suggestion box. So don't miss out, go watch it. I remember a part of me feeling like, is this really my score? Maybe they've given me somebody else's score, or maybe the computer was broken and they've accidentally printed my name on someone else's results. Like, I was literally out here questioning like something I'd done well in. And I think part of this was because I'd done it twice before and hadn't scored as well, and I hadn't gotten into medical school. So I was like having a bit of a pinch me moment, like, oh, this can't be real. Yeah, I was quite happy. I remember calling my mum like, yeah, look at the score I got, I'm really happy with it. So yes, my UCAT turned out well and I did well in my UCAT, but consider that this was actually my 3rd time taking it, and this exam is something I had struggled with. I don't like the UCAT. So yeah, I just sort of wanted to like, you know, give you guys a story of my experience. I did score well, but in the exam I had doubts. It's all right to have doubts during the exam, but it's just how you move on from each section and how you like try not to let it affect the rest of your exam. The exam goes by so quick as well. Like, it's because each section, you move on each section, before you know it, the exam's over. It's very fast. But the thing is, it might be different for you guys who are taking it in this cycle, because I know some of you guys are taking it at home, some of you are taking it at the test centre, and with all the new guidelines and things and wearing masks, it's going to be a different experience. But I just wanted to shed a bit of light on, you know, what my UCAT experience was like. The UCAT is a nerve-wracking experience, and I know that, you know, a lot of you guys going into this and you're feeling nervous, and I hope this has, you know, reassured you that it's normal to feel like that. It's okay to feel nervous, but it's just about how you know, sort of control that in the exam, how you move forward in the exam. Don't hesitate to leave a comment below if you are feeling comfortable to share your experience of the UCAT, and so you can hear each other out and hopefully encourage each other and things like that. Guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope it's given you some insight into the UCAT experience. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you know when my new videos are dropping. Guys, all the best with your application cycles, with your exams. See you soon.